2 years ago, I reconnected with my biological father. He'd been pretty non-existent in my life up until then. Born into a household where fear was the primary emotion, and a mother that had verbally and emotionally abused him, he didn't know how to love. And so it took me some time to forgive him, to stop being angry at him for not trying harder to be in my life. One day I realized that I could see it differently. I could be angry forever, or I could choose a different possibility. One where I could be the one to teach him how to love, where forgiveness was possible. 2 weeks ago, he had a stroke and was rushed to this very hospital, where he found out that his brain was bleeding and that he had lost all mobility. And when he had processed everything that had happened, he started to cry. And I asked him, "Bobby, what's wrong? Are you afraid?" And he said, "No, I'm not afraid. I just thought I would have more time to live, more time to do the things that I wanted to do." Imprisoned by his life, by his mind and fear, he found himself at 79 years old with unfulfilled wishes and a body that had begun to break down. I found myself there before, imprisoned by my mind, by my thoughts of who I thought I should be or who I thought I was, waiting for my wishes to be fulfilled, meanwhile living a life that made me numb, going through motions like a robot, taking time for granted. You see, I didn't see life as it was, I saw it as I was, and I failed to see the choice, the potential in my life. Because seeing the choice can move mountains. It can shatter ceilings of invisible boxes of thought. I believe that seeing the choice, having the awareness, is a force of change, because something dies when you choose. An old story, an old you, and something new is born. I'm going to tell you a story about a series of choices that made me die and come back to life. So about 2 years after college, I found myself lost, no direction, no purpose, and one day my mom walked into my room and she said, she handed me a book, and the book had the letters LSAT on them. And I looked at her with curiosity and confusion as she said the words, "What about being a lawyer?" And of course I rebutted, and she said, "Why don't you just try it? What do you have to lose?" She was right, I had nothing to lose and everything to gain, so I said, "Okay, I'll try it. What do I have to do?" She said, "I already signed you up." That is how I landed into law, and that is my mom. She helped me to choose bigger than I thought I was that day, but that's how I lived my life, with choices made for me. And if I wasn't asking for permission, I was choosing based on what others thought I wanted, always living within the lines, afraid to be different, afraid to be me. Imprisoned by my own fear, my stories of unworthiness, my self-doubt, but I went with it. I went on to become an attorney, and after several years of working as an employee, I woke up one day to the idea of owning my own law firm. And I dreamt of the possibility of having something big, something impactful, saving all the Davids against the Goliaths. So I walked into my manager's office one day and I said, "We're going to do this. We're leaving this place and we're going to start a law firm and we're going to change lives." And so we did. In March 2011, we officially became entrepreneurs. And within the first year, my dreams faded of the tormenting worries of how I was going to feed my family and how I was going to survive. I remember almost throwing the towel in 100 times, and I was overwhelmed with stress, panic, desperation. But there was one thing I did, one thing that was instrumental in bringing me back, something so unexpected. I never thought that night that when I closed my eyes, I would never be the same. That night, I connected to something larger than myself. That night, I meditated for the first time, and it saved me. And when I became a mom, it became even more important for me to meditate, because I realized that everything I did, every breath I took, everything I thought, felt, and ate would potentially affect this child. And I, for the first time, realized the importance of who I was and how I was showing up, and the responsibility that I had to build this identity, this new life, and that the world that she would grow up in is already very different than mine, and she would need more. And so the desire to change, to grow, was born, and that desire kept me meditating. But something unexpected happened. Well, as the more I meditated, the more aware I became. You see, awareness is an unbecoming. It is an infinite process of our evolution. Awareness is vision, seeing the unseen, seeing the potential in all. Expansive, unbiased. So in 2013, when my law firm hit $3.5 million as a first generation everything, I thought I had made it. I was like, I hit the jackpot. And what was so awesome is we weren't just making money, we were actually really helping people. And at the time, I'd become so passionate about spirituality and science and meditation that I became a Kundalini yoga instructor, and I was bringing it all into the law firm. We had yoga sessions in the receptionist area and spiritual sessions in my office every other day. Transformation happening everywhere. And for the first time, I felt something. I felt deep things. More alive than I'd ever felt before, like I got my heartbeat back, but I didn't know that it ever left me. And suddenly, the current state of my reality set in, and everything felt so small. I felt trapped. I couldn't breathe. Why was this happening? And why couldn't I just be grateful? My business had become an anchor, and I went on for a year in this way, hoping it would just go away, but it didn't. It just got louder. And it wasn't until I found myself on a hill in the middle of the British Virgin Islands in my honeymoon. And this hill was the highest point of the British Virgin Islands, and it had taken me days to get there, but not because the trek was long, but because I was so afraid. I was afraid of the unknown, afraid of failing, but when I got there, oh my God, it was the most beautiful thing. Oceans all around me, the vastness of life, the vastness of my possibilities. And what I was afraid, what was I afraid of? And what else am I afraid of? What else was I afraid of by not trekking into the unknown, by choosing comfort over courage? And as I started to reflect on everything that had brought me to that exact moment, the choices I had made, I realized that the choice had been mine all along. And all I had to do was see the potential. See that it was just there, all I had to do was grab it. And so I did. When I got back, told my law partner, and we made the arrangements, and within months I had my new business as an awareness mentor up and running. I sold out my program. I faced my fear of public speaking by speaking in front of 250 people, and I sold out my retreat where I find myself right back at the British Virgin Islands, right back at that hill with 5 other women. And in the years to follow, I would help hundreds of other women awaken themselves to their own potential, making my way right here to this stage, to my dream. And all it started was having the awareness, seeing the vision of my own potential and having the courage to follow that vision. Now I know what you're thinking. You look like you had a good thing going on. Why did you leave? I mean, for something so secure, for something so abstract. And I've been broke before. I mean, I could potentially go back there, and you're right. I mean, my law firm wasn't worth millions at the time, but it was definitely supporting me. And don't forget that law degree. I mean, I had 3.5 years invested in my education, $150,000 invested. What a waste, right? Something I realized along the way, nothing is wasted. So there's something in quantum physics called a quark. It is the most fundamental unit of matter, of everything, of reality, of you. The universe does not waste a single quark. No mistakes, no coincidences, nothing wasted. All a part of the whole, all preparing us for this very moment, recycled, integrated. You see, I didn't leave law to start another career. I left to live, to answer a calling, to live, not just merely exist. I didn't want to wait till my deathbed to realize that I wish I had done more, I had lived a little more. I wanted to feel alive now and all the time. Why should that only be a moment? The world will tell you that there is a certain way to live, or only one way to live, but this is your life. No one will do this for you. You will have to have the courage to stand up and say, this is how I want to live. But first, you have to see the unseen. I want you to take a journey with me, a journey of remembrance. I want you to get comfortable, put your feet on the ground. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to find your heart. Just take some deep breaths. Don't worry, I'll tell you when to open it. Just find your heartbeat. Find that rhythm. You feel that? This is life. This is your potential. Do you know who you are?
You are powerful beyond measure, able to keep this heart beating without even trying to. Effortless, limitless, infinite. You are the source of all creation. All you have to do is remember. All you have to do is believe. The earth, the sun, the trees, the skies are also a part of you. The atoms in your body created in the furnace of now long dead stars, and all life deriving from one single cell, one, all connected, all a part of you. You were meant for something so great, something so unique to you. You are more than just a me, more than you may think you are. You are undefinable. Open your eyes. I think you're seeing life as it is with your eyes, but you are seeing life as you are. What world do you see? I see the potential for a world where we see the earth as alive, as something sacred, something meaningful. I see the potential for a world where there's endless love and connection and unity, where this journey is one of remembrance, remembering who we are, because we are magnificent, undefinable, free to fly, free to dream, free to choose. What will you choose to do with this life?